Wes, second highest scoring night of the season for you guys. What was working offensively?
Once again, high assist, low turnover night. Our ball movement, pretty good pace. Even after makes. I think when we, space correctly, move the ball, move bodies, we usually generate high efficient shots.
And what's the initial update on 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪?
Just sprained ankle. He'll be evaluated tomorrow. And we'll see where it is, but I don't think it's too bad, but fingers crossed.
What'd you make of Rui?
Oh, he was terrific. I loved his aggression off the bench. I think, once he sees one or two go in, that kind of gets him going. He's stretched the floor, made a three, and I think once that dynamic happens, now they get to running him off. He gets to his mid-range. So he was – I like where he was. I thought he was well-balanced in his attacks. The pull-up, that's kind of like his calling card. But I like to see him play with that type of aggression for sure.
And for him to do that days after his name came up in trade rumors, what do you kind of make of that?
Well, it just shows a little bit of, mental fortitude. It's tough. I'm sure it's difficult when if you prescribed everything you hear or read, it can weigh on you. But, he struggled in New York. It's great to have, a bounce-back game like this.
Wes, when you were talking about liking his movement along the three-point line, it's kind of what you saw tonight. Could you elaborate just a little bit on what you meant on that?
Well, just as far as his spacing.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the right space at the right time. I think that opened up those driving kicks for us. Found the corners early. Even in the slot, he didn't hesitate. I thought the other night he turned down two looks in the same spot. He stepped up, made the first one. So it's, I think once you see that first one go in, you feel pretty good.
And a little bit of a slow start from Brad. He made up for it, but what are you seeing from his movement just after the injury?
It seems like he's moving okay. You could say it's a slow start, but he had 4 or 5 assists early. So, they're going to try to heat him up and make him a facilitator. He's going to make the right play. So, that's why you put the ball in his hands, whether it's scoring, him operating as a facilitator, the gravity of his, offensive, weaponry creates a lot of attention.
Hey, Coach, 7 in double figures with 34 assists. What's your thoughts on stats like that?
Oh, yeah. Anytime you get 30-plus assists a night, it usually, tips in your favor. I think it's, that balance of paint attacks, driving kick threes. KP got to the line early with his post-ups versus their switching. So I think that helped not only get to the line, for him to see the ball go in, but it also helped set our defense.
And then for DeLon to go 5 for 5 for 15 points, probably one of his best games. What have you seen from him since, coming back from that injury?
Well, I think it's, he missed a lot of time. So reintegrating to the offense, kind of figuring out where he's going to get his shots. He's been working on shooting versus unders, and pick and rolls, and that dynamic. Stepped up, made some big ones tonight. So I like where he is.
Coach, you mentioned Brad, they had 8 assists, but can you talk about his growth and letting the game come to him? He's known as a scorer, but
Sure.
He let the game come to him. It wasn't like he was forcing the issue or anything like that.
Yeah, no, we've seen it, time and time again. He had some big assist nights, early in the year, and that's just a sign of maturity. He's not going to hunt shots. It is what it is. Obviously, late in the game, we know the ball's going to be in his hands. We trust he's going to make the right play. So, to his credit, he continues to do that.
And also in terms of Rui, his improvement as a 3-level scorer, the 3-ball, the mid-range game, also taking the ball to the basket. Can you talk about his growth as a scorer in terms of 3 levels, 3 phases?
Yeah, we saw that growth a lot last year. You start making the 3 with a degree of efficiency, and I think because of that, the gravity of that is now allow him to play a little bit more off the bounce. Teams are recognizing him as a 3-point shooter, so at times they're going to run him off. He's taking more ownership of rebounding and pushing, and that's, I think, a strength of this group. If we defend at a high level and we're able to rebound, play in the open floor, those early attacks, early in a possession are really good for us. So, 1 through 4 can push. He's done a good job of taking care of it, that balance of attacking the score, attacking, hitting the paint, and driving and kicking. So I think that's, to your point, his growth along those lines. I think it's a good sign for him.
I think Rui was a little bummed when he checked out that he couldn't get 32.
Maybe. I just was worried. Last thing we need is somebody else to go down.
Brad, just what worked tonight for you guys to get this win?
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I think it's our defense. I think we just came out with a good mentality of keeping them contained. There's a very young team, but they play super fast. They play aggressive and hard for 48 minutes. And I think our defense and us not turning the ball over is what contributed to our win for sure.
2 games back from you from the injury, just how do you feel so far?
I feel good. Just getting back to the groove of it. There's no setbacks, no lingers or anything like that. So the body feels good. So yeah, it's good. Just happy to be back.
You've always said, my best ability is my availability. You take that to heart. I guess just how frustrating was, the month-long process to get back to here?
It's tough, but I don't let it affect the process or affect me getting back or affect my mentality. It's a lot of freak things, things in your control, things out of your control. You just kind of, approach it day by day and obviously try to help contribute with the team, off the floor, give advice, some type of knowledge, from my viewpoint. But, the biggest thing is just making sure that I was still in tune, still involved, and make sure I did the right protocols of coming back. So I'm just happy we got all that checked off, and hopefully it's behind me now.
Hey, Brad, we know you as a scorer, but for eight assists, just talk about your facilitation tonight. What helped you see the floor so well?
That's more or less what the team requires of me, just going out and being aggressive. And obviously teams are going to double and pack the paint and force me to pass. And I'm a very willing passer, so, it's easy for me to just go out and find guys, and guys knock down shots.
Going off of that tonight, it was 34 assists as a team. What does that do for the team when the ball's moving like that?
That's good. We gotta continue to have that mentality. Understand that we can be very tough to guard when the ball is popping around like that. And even further, it's just shows that we're able to do it. We're able to break down the defense and get each other involved and get good quality shots every time down the floor if we want to. So. It's good that we're able to show that. I think our consistency is our biggest thing in question. We got to continue to do that.
Also want to ask you about having the 7 double figures. Just seemed like everybody was kind of clicking tonight. Just from your perspective, what was it? Was it the energy? Was it the maybe the game plan that helped come away with this win?
A little bit combination of everything. They played yesterday, so we understood they were coming in on a back-to-back, and it's important for us to get off to a good start and put them away early. And, we did a good job of doing that. But obviously they went on a run, and, they're pros just like we are. But to have 7 guys in double figures, that's good. It's just, our 34 assists, that explains that. And, 8 turnovers, so that just, if we're able to get a shot up every time down the floor, we can put a lot of points up on the board. But I think all of that starts with our defensive efforts. I think we were definitely locked in on that end, and just led to us getting easy buckets on the other end. Game at a time. We still got some ground to make up. Won a couple games, we're right back in the picture. So just having that. More or less in the forefront of our minds, and understanding every game is going to count, but we got to take it one at a time. Every team's going to be different. Every team's going to be hungry and fight for something, so we're excited for it. Yeah.
What can you say about Rui's journey? You've seen him from the beginning, and now tonight, he had a good game tonight. What has been your time with him?
I'm excited. I'm always excited for him whenever he's aggressive like he was tonight. His ability to be able to get to his spots and knock down shots. It's crazy. I think he has one of the best pump fakes in the game, and his ability to just 1-2 dribble, simplify his game, and get to his spots, man. That's what we need. And I'm happy to see his aggression tonight, and he was efficient too. So it's awesome for him. Happy he had the game he had for sure.